What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Facts on tracks. We're gonna break some vinyl down from the front to the back with facts on tracks.
Welcome to Breaking Vinyl. I'm your host, Des, a.k.a.
Johnny
Fever. And as always, I'm joined by my three co-hosts. First up, the podcaster, coming through in high fidelity,
Evil Ed.
Hey, Johnny Fever. This is Venus Flytrap. How you doing?
ooh, and the podcaster, playing the deep cuts,
Dangerous Dave.
What's up? And as always, the podcaster with a degree in rock and roll,
Beakenstein.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, it's like a Saturday Night Live skit that just never gets old for me, okay? I would hear that 1,000 times and I'm going to fucking laugh every single time. Okay. As always, the mission of this show is for us to introduce each other and you, the listener, to albums and bands which you may never have heard before, while also discussing the classics. And on occasion, we will ruthlessly insult each other's musical taste. So sit back and enjoy the show. Tonight, we will be discussing the third studio album by Huey Lewis and the News, Sports. Produced by Huey Lewis and the News, which actually surprised me because holy shit, does this sound good. Released on September 15th of 1983 by Chrysalis Records. The album peaked at the number one spot on the Billboard 200. The band's lineup was as follows. Huey Lewis on lead vocals and harmonica. Mario Cipollina on bass guitar. Johnny Cola on vocals, saxophone, and guitar. Billy Gibson, drums, vocals, and percussion. The unbelievable Chris Hayes on lead guitar. Wow, this guy brought it. And Sean Hooper on keyboards and backing vocals. So guys, this is very exciting. I hope you're ready for this. I kept it a secret. We got an email from a longtime listener and friend of the show, actor Christian Bale, who you may know from his role as Batman or Patrick Bateman in the movie American Psycho. Okay. He wants to give us his thoughts and a quick review on this week's album, Sports. So without further ado, let's go to the phones.
Christian Bale, welcome to the show. When you emailed me and said that you wanted to come on and talk about sports, to say we were excited would be an understatement. So what are your thoughts on Huey Lewis and more specifically this album, Sports?
Their early work was a little too new wave for my taste. But when Sports came out in '83, I think they really came into their own, commercially and artistically.
I just couldn't agree more. But what is it about the Sports album specifically that you like so much?
The whole album has a clear, crisp sound and a new sheen of consummate professionalism that really gives the songs a big boost.
Christian, I agree. The production on this album is just crystal clear. Thanks for calling in, and anytime you want to join the show, you're more than welcome. Have a nice night, bud.
Okay, everybody. Christian Bale. Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining the show.
Great job. Oh,
Okay.
love that guy.
Wonderful.
He likes you too. Okay. That's the Batman voice. You get it. Okay. Let's do some quick band facts on this one. I will take it first, and I actually have a real fact this week. The cover art features a photo of the band at the 2 a.m. Club, a bar located in Mill Valley, California, where the band had performed during its early days. Dave, what do you got on Sports?
All right. This album has been certified 7 times platinum by the RIAA. In 1985, Huey Lewis sued Ray Parker Jr. over similarities between the song I Want a New Drug and the theme of Ghostbusters in 1984.
Wow.
The case was settled out of court, with both parties agreeing to keep the settlement secret. In 2001, Ray Parker Jr. sued Huey Lewis, alleging that in their Behind the Music, Huey had discussed this settlement in violation of their non-disclosure agreement. I can't talk today.
That's okay.
And
Dave, what do you think? Did he rip it off?
oh yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
it's the same song. And
It's the same song. Okay.
I've heard that. I think it was probably from Behind the Music that I heard that is that, you know, that there was a backroom deal where it was just like, oh, listen to this song, I want something like this, and you know, and
Yeah.
there we got the Ghostbusters theme. I mean, it's a good song, but it's the same. Where'd you go?
Okay. So, I
Hold on
want
one
a new
second. You
drug.
lost your video.
Oh, poor. You guys didn't see me. I feel sorry for you. Did my hair for you today. So did you guys notice, this is something I've heard. I'm just bringing up ripping off a song. I Want a New Drug. This is something I've heard for years and years, but I've never heard it discussed anywhere. Have you guys noticed at the end of the song on the outro, the guitar player is playing the lick for Purple Haze from Jimi Hendrix? Bow now, 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 now. Wow, now, now. He plays it over and over. I'm like, that's fucking Purple Haze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
He quoted it.
Oh, did
like,
he?
like tipping his hat to Jimmy.
Oh, I thought I was like fucking all like, I'm just laughing. Okay. All right. So it's not a hot take. Is that all you got, Dave?
I got one more, but yeah,
Oh, go.
I think he did that on purpose. I mean, it wasn't like he just randomly played something that happened to sound like it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I got one more. In 1985, Huey and the band recorded a few demo tracks with Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy fame shortly before Phil's untimely death. Huey and Phil were friends, and if you've ever heard the Thin Lizzy 1978 album Live and Dangerous, it is that Huey Lewis that makes an appearance on Blues Harp.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good player.
yeah. That's what I got.
Nice job, Dave. Ed, what do you got?
Before I jump into my facts, what record company is this on?
You want me to say it again?
I do.
Chrysalis?
No.
Chrysalis?
Yes.
Okay.
Close.
Christmas Records.
Can I get the country of origin? Can you use it in a sentence?
Oh my God.
Grease.
As soon as I heard that, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh. So, all right, I got a couple fun facts. I actually have too many facts, so I'll just cut it down. Just to give a little link to where we're from. Huey Lewis' father was from Boston, Massachusetts, and his mother was from Warsaw, Poland. His grandfather was actually like in politics somewhere around here. Huey Lewis is also ridiculously intelligent and talented. He scored a perfect math SAT score. He attended Cornell University, and he was an all-state baseball player. He learned to play harmonica, supposedly, by hitchhiking across the country. He then furthered his ability and became an accomplished blues player after he stowed away on a flight to Europe. Because, you know, long before 9/11, that happened a lot.
No shit.
People would just hang out and they'd get on planes, and next thing you know, you're somewhere else. While there, he bummed his way across the continent, surviving off the generosity of locals and being a street performer, playing his harmonica.
Sounds like fun.
You know, and he was from, he went all the way from like Aberdeen, Scotland, down to like Madrid, Spain, places like that, which is pretty cool. In 71, Huey Lewis and Hopper, sorry, what's his name there?
Chrysalis?
Yes, Crisis. Yes, no, Sean Hopper, the keyboard player.
Okay.
We're in a band called Clover. along with another musician who went on to join the Doobie Brothers. In this band, after Huey Lewis left, became the backing band for Elvis Costello.
Cool. Cool.
Let's see, what's another fun one that I got here? So the original name of the band was Huey and the American Express.
I like the news better.
Yeah, they released a single called Exadisco under the shortened named American Express, and it failed, obviously, because I don't think any of us have ever heard of it. But in 1979, when Chris Hayes joined the band, fearing trademark infringement, they changed the name to Huey Lewis and the News.
Yeah, I hate all these early ideas they had. Not good.
Yeah.
Okay. Fee, what do you got on this one?
So I went to the Huey Lewis website because I wanted to see, like, what's this guy doing these days, And I didn't realize this was the 40th anniversary year, like we're within that range of the 40th anniversary of this album. So there's a lot of big play on it. And there's actually a link to where they're doing what we're doing, where they're talking about this album on their website. So,
nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to check that out after we're done. I didn't have enough time to listen. But one of the articles on here that was pretty cool is there was a story about how they were working with like Mutt Lange and like Peter Wolf and like, stuff like that. And Peter Wolf showed them how to use the drum machine for something. Cause Huey was like, wow, I like, what's that sound coming from the studio next door? And he mentioned something about recutting Heart of Rock and Roll, Want a New Drug, Walking on a Thin Line, and Bad is Bad to that drum track machine. So I don't know if you guys can hear that in these tracks here, but that's,
I would find it hard to
interesting.
believe because the drums sound really good, and electronic drums back then were not that good.
Yeah, no way. No way.
So I'm gonna reread that article because maybe I misread what he was trying to say there. But the other cool thing, following up on that, I found this hilarious. Following up on his dad, I guess his dad was a jazz musician and like hated pop music, and when he called him to tell him that "Power of Love" was going to be number one on the track, he's like, his dad says, "That's no good. The best shit is never the most popular." So yeah, so
he was wrong.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Fee, Mutt Lange, right?
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, dudes everywhere.
Guys
Dudes
everywhere.
Yeah,
he wrote their first hit.
Yeah.
Do You Believe in Love?
No shit.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we haven't heard Mutt Lange's name for the last time on this podcast. And you guys, bookmark the name Peter Wolf. Okay? Keep that in your minds. Okay. So, is that all you got, Fee? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would quickly like to say hello to our new listeners in Argentina. Welcome to Breaking Vinyl, and thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Spreading across the globe is the show. I'm very proud of what we are accomplishing week to week. Guys, we're killing it. Let's share some opening thoughts on this one before we break it down. I will get us started quickly. So I love Huey Lewis and the News. I mean, who doesn't? Especially if you're from the 80s. I mean, it's fucking awesome. I remember this album is being filled with hits from cover to cover. The question is, was it? Let's find out. Dave, what do you got?
Well, I've never heard this album all the way through before. Obviously, being an 80s kid, I heard all the big hits, which are almost half the album. 4 monster hits, 5 album tracks. That's a pretty good score. Most albums have 1 or 2 or 3 singles, which may or may not be hits. I was looking forward to hearing the whole thing. I never got the chance to see the band play, but I did see an a cappella performance from them in Boston in the 90s. They sort of went on tour doing that instead of doing like a full band setup. It's a damn shame about, Huey's hearing issues, that he can't continue performing anymore. That's, really kind of a bummer. Would have liked to have seen them. They are a great band. Very tight.
Yeah, like I said, I saw them and I was blown away, man. Just really great show. And Ed, you've seen them, so you agree? Ed agrees.
He says yes.
I do. Sorry, I was taking a drink.
Ed was taking a drink. And Fee, have you seen him?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Oh,
You
Fee.
have not. Sorry, Fee. Okay, Ed, talk about it.
Yeah, I've heard this album before, but it was a long time ago. My dad was a musician part-time. He obviously, my father is very young. Both my parents are very young, and they had me very early on. So he did what he had to do and stopped playing music out, but always played music. And when this came out, I remember how much he loved this album.
Nice.
So I heard it quite a bit, and I have so many fond memories of it. It came out when at the time I lived in Connecticut. I moved to Connecticut from Massachusetts because my father was his job got bumped when the 80s turned to shit early in the 80s. And he commuted to Connecticut and back, and eventually we moved there for a year. And this so many great memories. I just absolutely love this.
So, Ed, much like you, my father also was a musician, and I haven't shared this on the podcast, but I'll briefly just touch on it. So, if you get the Bruce Springsteen autobiography that just came out, he actually dedicates a whole page to my father and how he used to go down and watch my father play guitar at the Cafe Wah in Greenwich Village. And my father was in a band with Barbara Keefe and John Hall of Orleans, and he was signed to RCA Records and Tapes and MCA Records. He opened for bands such as The Doors, The Who, the Hendrix Experience. He was actually managed by Jimi Hendrix, manager. And so Ted Spelios, if you're interested, look it up. Still a great guitar player. Fee, have you heard this one before preparing for the podcast?
No, I have not heard this all the way through. At least that I know of.
Right.
I was never a huge Huey Lewis fan. Like I like the videos and stuff because we were inundated with radio playing videos in the 80s with this album. And I'll tell you, after listening, I didn't realize how much like they jam. Like they go into these little jam sessions and they're fucking good. I wish they didn't edit out that stuff. I probably would have liked them a lot more back then. Yeah, so I'm excited about this album. This was really good for me. Like 4 or 5 tracks that are just monster tracks.
Yeah, I mean, Fee, kind of like Fish, if they hadn't edited out some of that stuff, this might be more of a, one of those jam band type things. So I'm glad they edited it down for the studio cuts and left it in for the live performances.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. You're in for a treat. We are ready to have the first Breaking Vinyl spelling bee. Okay? This week, it will be me with my Reach Education versus Fee, an English teacher with a giant, fully functioning brain for the title of Breaking Vinyl Spelling Bee Champion. And Dave will moderate this academic title fight. Dave, do you have the sealed envelope with the 6 secret words?
I have it right here in my hands.
Okay. Open that thing up and let's get started. Dave, you will go to me first. I will get a chance to spell my word. One wrong word, one wrong letter, that's it. Wrong. You move to Fee. We're going to do this 3 words each. Whoever gets the most words is the Breaking Vinyl Spelling Bee Champion. So let's get started, Dave.
All right. I am opening the envelope. I have the words.
Okay.
All right. Des, your word is harpsichord.
Harpsichord. Dave, can you give me the country of origin?
I don't know. Maybe French?
Okay. Can you use it in a sentence?
Harpsichord is a keyboard instrument, precursor of the piano.
Harpsichord. HARPSYCHORD.
No, I'm sorry, that's not right.
Oh, fuck.
Spelled with an I. HARPSICHORD.
That was pretty close. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Fee, your word is glockenspiel. We're
Christ.
going with the musical. We're going with the
All right.
musical theme here.
I'm fucking dying.
Sorry.
GLOCKENSPIEL.
You are correct.
Oh, fuck. And Dez has been dropped in the first round with a hard right hook from Pika Side. Pete, you
Oh
are
my-
fucking a genius, okay? All right, let's keep going. He fucking spelled it right.
If it makes you feel any better, Des, I'm typing these as we go, and I've got both wrong.
Okay.
All right, Des, your second word is larynx.
Larynx. Okay, larynx. L-A-N-G.
Sorry.
No, G. I'm trying to think of the next letter. I didn't say G. I meant L-A-N-G. I'm thinking of the next letter. All right, go ahead. I was wrong.
Larynx is the structure in which the vocal cords are located. Larynx.
R.
That was
The
so
R is
good.
silent. Fuck. No, it isn't actually silent.
It's not. Oh, this is good.
All right, Fee, your second word is labyrinth.
Oh, that's easy.
I know I'm going to get the
David Bowie
YI
movie.
backwards, but
yeah.
LABYRINTH.
Ding, ding. You are correct.
Oh, fuck.
It's over, Rocky. Yeah.
Oh, God. Why don't you just give him like Top Gun? 2 words. Okay. All right. Well, we'll finish it out anyway. Keep going.
All right. This is word number 3 for Des. Tambourine.
Tambor. Tambourine. Y. ING. Oh, fuck.
Tambourine is a small drum consisting of a circular frame with a skin stretched over it and several pairs of metal jingles attached.
Oh, fuck.
Tambourine.
Oh, I knew that one. I swear I knew that one. All right. Fee,
Jingle, jingle.
now it's just you going for the perfect sweep.
Okay.
All right, Fee,
Okay.
your final word is vaudeville.
Nice.
VAUDEVILLE.
Ding, ding, clean sweep,
Sweet.
for Fee.
What the hell?
Correct.
Flawless.
Desi, I'm with you, man.
Holy shit, dude. I'm literally sweating. I'm laughing so hard. Fee, you legit are a fucking big brain smart motherfucker. Now I want to see you go against my wife. That would be amazing. Okay. All right. So that's it. Fee is the Breaking Vital Spelling Bee champion, in case we didn't all see that coming. Dave, nice job of moderating this. And
Thank
let's actually get on to the fucking album. Dude, I can't believe he spelled that first fucking word right. I was like, no way. No fucking way he's getting this. Okay. So
I told you earlier in the week, Des, I'd only need to spell one word correctly to beat you.
I showed that track to my wife and she goes, you think he even needs to get 1? I mean 0, it's a tie. Okay. All right, let's do this. The
So
Heart
good.
of Rock and Roll, track number 1 on this album. So I love this loose kick drum here for the heartbeat. I'm glad they didn't go with like a heartbeat, like, like some sound effect, It's actually the kick drum, and they've got it kind of like loosened up and blah, 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 like the way it sounds. And I specifically like the way that it brings in this ultra tight, super produced track of music. It's one of those nice yin yang things that just really accents how tight this track is. Everything about this track is perfect, from the guitar work to the horns, which I love. Ripping saxophone, first instrument I ever played, and the harmonica, and Huey's vocals fucking flawless. Amazing lyrics, amazing, killer opening track. Dave, what do you got?
Well, this song opens with a heartbeat sound. They actually did try using a straight kick drum, but didn't like it. The keyboard worked with the recording engineer for the better part of a day to synthesize the sound for it.
So that's not a real drum?
I don't think so. I think that's synth.
Jesus Christ, I'm fucking
Synth
0 for
drum.
5 with the spelling bee.
At least that's what it says in the research.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Anyway, so yeah, it kicks in. This is definitely a classic bar band, but with modern 80s elements. They get to the hook at exactly 1 minute, 2 seconds. Nice sax solo. And then towards the end, the guitar starts implying a quote of Funky Town. The "Won't you take me to Dan in that funky town?"
So good.
Yeah. The ending goes a little long, and this would totally work in concert, but not as much for me on the record. The single version of this song is over a full minute shorter.
Oh.
And then in April 2009, Blender magazine listed it 6th on its list of the 50 worst songs ever. I don't get it.
What?
I went to the
No.
original site, and they were literally advertising cooking blenders and recipes. So I guess they went out of business. Blender magazine can suck it.
Yep.
Yeah, no shit, Jesus.
That list was pretty jacked up if you go check that out. But yeah, they're out of business and they deserve it.
So you guys, true or false? Freddy Krueger hosted an episode of Headbangers Ball with Dawkins. Ed.
True.
True.
Oh, okay. Everybody's got it. Okay, good.
I thought it was a
I remember
free-for-all.
seeing
Sorry.
it.
I thought that was a kind of a cool fact. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I don't remember if I remember seeing it or not, but yeah.
Yeah, it was, Dream Warriors, after Dream Warriors came out, right?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. George Lynch, that killer guitar solo, killer fucking
Mr.
video.
Scary.
I loved it. Okay, Ed, what do you got?
Yeah, the heartbeat, I think that is a fantastic way to open an album because it's just the way it builds and then it just right into the groove, right out of the gate, it grabs you, sets a great tone for the rest of the album. And, like you both said, the production level on this is through the roof perfect. I mean, everything of, like you said it perfectly, Des. Everything about this song and what's to come, you're just like, how is it so fucking good, so clean? It just, But for this song, I really like, I think the lyrics and melody tell a great story, and the small little accents that the instruments do, like the little whap whap. I'm like, it's like that's what sets them apart.
Ed, it's so full of bells and whistles, this album. Oh,
Yes.
especially percussion wise. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he's like, get me 2 spoons and a teacup. Like fucking amazing.
I know. Oh, I know. And you know what? One of my favorite things about this band is how much they include vocal harmonies, horns, and the overall bar band sound. It's like it didn't matter the venue you saw them in, how big it was. You felt like you were in a tiny little club and you were face to face with them, just loving every moment of it.
Oh, so good.
Just so good. So good.
Have you guys seen the movie Eddie and the Cruisers?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. So good. Just reminds me of like
Same
a good
vibe,
bar
same
band.
vibe.
Yeah, that's what made me think
Oh,
of
yeah.
this. Great bar band, great movie. Fucking
Yeah.
Eddie. Fee, what do you got?
I was trying to think all week on this. It's like everything was so fucking cookie cutter in the 80s, like a lot of bands were just the same band reproduced, And I'm trying to think of another band all week that was kind of like Huey Lewis and the News, and I can't think of one. I just can't. I was hoping you guys could help me out with that.
No, they're
But
really
either
No,
way,
there's-
The originals.
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Honestly, what's funny, and to just expand on that feat, it took all the way until probably 89 or 90 before I heard anyone reference another band as a great club bar band that didn't really have their due, and that was the band Kicks.
Yes.
Everyone
Oh,
said
yeah.
they're a phenomenal little bar band that just gives you that vibe. And I'm like, think about it. From Huey Lewis and the News in the early 80s getting that reputation. The next
Yeah.
band is almost a decade later.
Yeah, I've seen Kicks
That's wild.
numerous times, specifically at Narcissus. Really good.
Oh, Narcissus.
Really,
Nice.
Yeah.
really good.
They were around back then at the same time. They were playing in
Yeah,
club from
They
Maryland.
were, yeah.
Ed, have
Late
you ever played
70s, early
Narcissus?
I have not played Narcissus, no.
Dave, have you ever? You're a little too young to have played Narcissus, correct?
Yeah, they were closing just when I moved to Boston. So
Yeah, I got to play Metal Night there one night, so it was kind of cool. Great stage, like with the
No,
plexiglass around it up high. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a cool stage.
I played Backroom at the Channel, and I played the Paradise a couple times.
Nice. Yeah, yep. The Channel, huh? Wow, that's a staple of Boston rock and roll right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wish it was still there.
Indeed.
Dude, that place, man, somebody drops a cigarette, it could have been a tragedy. Like, you get in and out, you got to go through like a fence and a fucking, it was not a
Yeah.
good setup in there.
Well, the
Yeah.
only good thing is that it was over the water, so...
Right? Yeah. Like everyone, they're like,
Jump.
listen, we're going to cage everybody in with fence. You're fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? Okay. So where did I leave off?
Fee.
Everybody spoke.
No,
Yeah,
Fee's gonna
I'm
finish.
good.
I interrupted him.
Okay.
Total playlist. I love the
Okay.
jam bands. I love that this went on for like a good minute plus of jamming on the way out. I thought that was great. This is a great fucking song.
Totally enjoyed it. Track
Yeah.
2, Heart and Soul. So right off the bat, I know Ed's going to agree with me here. This bass sound is perfect. And the tone, oh, I had chub. It's amazing. Wow. That's all I can say. Again, I love the lyrics. I love Huey's vocals. Drums, this one is one of those ones we were talking about. It is so full of so many little bells and whistles and ding, 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 and ticka, 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 da, 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 da. Oh, man, it just kept it so loose, right? While also being tight as a drum. Like, without all that, this drum beat is just like, it's just a tight, hard-hitting drum beat. But when you add all these little fucking bells and whistles,
Oh, yeah.
it's fun. It's fun. Dave, what do you got?
the band thought this song was originally unreleased, and they began to work on it. Somebody let them know it had been recorded by both Exile and the Bus Boys. I went for research, listened to these. Exile's version had a weird disco vibe, too busy recording, and bad sounding vocals. And didn't you shout out the Bus Boys in a previous?
I did. I had their singer replacing David Coverdale on the Whitesnake album.
There you go. So they actually did a version of Heart and Soul. It kind of sounds like Buster Poindexter singing. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know.
But the guitar is pretty rocking on their version. And the Bus Boys had a song in the movie 48 Hours. And
Yes.
So then Huey Lewis decided, they were going to shelve it after learning these other bands recorded the song. But then they sort of changed their mind and put it on the record. And, we're glad they did, because this is the superior version over the other ones. Just the right amount of busy with the vocal very clear and up front. That cowbell in the chorus, of course, is totally awesome. It was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rock Vocal Group at the 26th Annual Grammy Awards in 1984.
Nice. So Mark Kitchen, he's a listener. He emailed me with his list from AC/DC and said his playlist matched Fee's playlist exactly. He was very excited to let me know about that. So Mark Kitchen,
Nice.
Fee saw AC/DC Back in Black exactly the same. Ed, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, you nailed it, Des. Literally my first note. From the first note played, this song grabs you. The bass is so smooth and really carries the song. I mean, is it great? The melody, the lyrics, and then it goes into that harder rock tone for the chorus. Such a great, huge hook. I love the dynamics it creates with that. And the cowbell in the right channel, the guitar in the verses super pulled back, letting everything else do the work, and they're kind of just filling, but then the chorus kicks in with that. Oh, it's so good. The song has a perfect flow throughout with such tonal dynamics that are, it's like candy for your ears, I think. I love the breakdown in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
The claps, the only negative, honestly, are the claps. I think they sound too compressed.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it was like,
no, that's a nitpick.
well, that's just it. It's a total nitpick. So I'm like, oh my god, everything sounds so bright and virile, and then you hear this flat clap, and I'm like, oh, it kind of was. But a great little guitar solo that's more like a vocal melody that I think adds a chorus variant to close out the song. And it's a great, the way it works with the chorus is just really good.
Ed, how did they get this production without it being tied to a huge producer from the 80s? Like when I saw it was produced by Huey Lewis and the News, without one more name attached to it, I was like, no fucking way.
There has to be someone who didn't get credit for it.
Mutt was there.
Yeah.
These guys knew what they're doing.
Clearly.
That's what
happened. I mean, look, they're all phenomenal musicians and just,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure those claps were from a drum machine, like a Lynn drum or something like that.
Oh, actually, you know what? That's a great point, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it totally sounds like that now that you mention it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fee, talk about it.
Well, Dave, that's what he was saying, that Peter Wolf was showing them how to use that Lynn drum machine while they were in the studio doing this album. So definitely recommend reading that article. Did you guys see anywhere that this was written by the band, a couple of the guys from the band Sweet?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, though. Sweet is that band that you sit there and go, wait, they wrote this, they sang this, they did that?
Yeah.
Total underrated band.
They weren't in the band. It was Mike Chapman and Nicky Chin, and they wrote songs for Sweet. I think they may have written Fox on the Run. Don't quote me on that, but they wrote a lot of like, you know, rock and like glam rock songs in the 70s. Mike Chapman and Nicky Chin.
Gotcha.
Ed, so what's going on with your haircut? You went very tight on the sides this time.
I usually do. I just go
That tight?
Oh yeah.
You're one shield away from being Fee. Okay.
So it's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
It's falling out real quick.
Holy shit. Okay. Fee, question. Could you grow a full thick head of hair? Do you choose to rock that egg?
No, I cannot grow a full thick head of hair.
Okay.
I can grow the horseshoe pretty fucking nasty.
Oh no.
Now. Yeah.
Oh dude,
Yeah.
dude, please.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. Okay. Is it Fee's turn? Because I'm completely ADHD today. I've lost my mind. Fee, go.
No, I love this song. Another playlister for me. Just to kind of back on, like, I usually wouldn't like something with the heavy, like, I don't know if it's synth or just keyboard, where it goes like right from that rock and chorus right back into that heavy keyboard. But it works here for some reason. I love this fucking song. It's so good. So good.
Fee, I'm glad you said that, because we just did a couple of albums where the keyboards became overwhelming for me, John Taylor specifically. And
Taylor, yeah.
This one has a ton of keyboards and keys on it, but it never punches me in the face and becomes a problem. They used all the seasoning. Like, this is a bowl of soup that could have gone bad. Like, they're like, listen, just one more spice. Like, let's just put one more in there. And it never starts to taste bad for me. I loved it. I loved it all.
Yeah, it's a Michelin rated restaurant.
It is Michelin rated.
Yeah.
This is the 27 spice soup that you dare to try, and you go, it's pretty good. Okay. Track 3, Bad is Bad. Oh God. I fucking love this song. I love this song. It's a really cool play on the old 50s doo-wop style, which is subtly slipped in this whole album. But this is where it kind of hits you over the head. Okay. Song is full of cool sounds, amazing gang vocals, and of course, Huey Lewis brings it again. Huey's a great singer, right? I mean, really is. Just a great barroom, ass-kissing, big band, fucking vocalist. And I had to wonder if he was doing his harmonies in the verses or if it was somebody else, because clearly this entire band brings a lot to this album vocally. So I was kind of unsure about that. But Dave, what do you got?
Well, I had a similar comment, some space age blues with doo-wop vocals, very sophisticated harmony on the backups. The song is basically a straight up blues. That high note that Huey Lewis sings in the chorus is great. He's like, hey, pay attention, fool. You know,
Yeah.
Nice blues harp. This song was actually written with his, former band Clover. in the late 70s while he was working with Thin Lizzy. And Phil from Thin Lizzy liked the song so much that he would sing a fast version of it at some of his concerts. I looked real quick and couldn't find a version of Thin Lizzy doing this, but I did find Dave Edmunds' version, which is faster, and Huey Lewis is actually playing harmonica on that version too. But yeah, this is a cool version here.
I like it a lot. I got an idea for like a metal band like Celtic Clover, right? That's pretty
There
cool.
you go.
Okay,
God.
Ed, go ahead.
My initial feelings are this song. Fuck you! I love this opening.
Yeah.
It is. It just. I know a lot of people that actually don't like this song, but it's such a great bluesy roots song of what the band is. Like it's almost like this is what I expect to see if I go to a Huey Lewis show. Just that kind of style. The guitar and keyboard effects are great, and they add all the little things throughout. The vocal harmonies are absolutely monstrous in this song. The flow in small changes musically, the harmonica solo, and then out of nowhere you get this low octave vocal
Yeah.
that absolutely kills me. When that came in my left ear on the headphones, I was like, oh.
Dude, it's so good. Is it Huey though?
I think that is.
Yeah.
You know what? I want it to be the bass player.
Okay,
Because
me
that
too.
just looks like his voice.
I mean,
He looks like that's his voice,
I'll take that. Let's just all go
'cause
with
he's that
that.
guy with the cigarette hanging out, the dark sunglasses who doesn't move, just looks like life hates him.
And at that moment, he steps up to the mic and just busts out that vocal.
And you'd be like, whoa. Oh my God,
I love it.
totally.
Okay, flicks and ash. Perfect. Okay, that's fucking great.
But you cannot appreciate this song enough. It exposed an entire generation, in my opinion, to this kind of blues. I remember after listening to this as a child, I finally caved in and listened to all these old blues guys that my dad told me to listen to. I mean, I started pulling up B.B. King, Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker, all those guys. Because, you're like, yeah, Dad, okay. And then after hearing this, I went, okay, now I'm going to go listen because this is bad shit, man. So good.
That's so cool. Do you guys, you've seen the footage of the Doors when Jim Morrison excited the riot at the Singer Bowl in New York? That my dad actually opened for that show, so you guys can check that out. Yeah, that was it's funny because you read the reviews on it. So he was in Kangaroo at the time, and that was with John Hall and Barbara Keefe. That show actually had for that night, it had the Doors and the Who on that bill for that night. Whoa. And if you watch the documentary When You're Strange by the Doors, there's a scene from that movie in that documentary where Jim Morrison is going down towards the stage and he points backstage and the camera goes backstage, and that's my dad's band there waiting to go on. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
All right. Fee?
Yeah. Ed, I knew you were gonna love this song. I was just like, yeah, Ed fucking totally loves this type of shit.
Oh yeah.
It's a good song. It's not quite a playlist for me, because I'm just not a big fan of the style of it. I don't know. I'm just not there on it. But it's a good song. Like I liked it more as the week went on, I guess you could say. But I don't know. I'm not adding it to a playlist for me.
Yeah,
but it's a good song.
It's a great song, but I could see how it could slip past a playlist song for you. But it's on my playlist. Okay, next one is on everybody's playlist on the entire planet. It's called I Want a New Drug. And if you don't like this song, you are a moron. And I am a moron, and I love this song. So there you go. The thing that really sells this song for me are three things. First off, the incredible guitar work. This guitar is fucking banging. It's incredible. Second would be the lyrics and vocals and the perfect melodies that Huey chooses on this track And last but not least, it's dressed in brass. And you guys know I love brass. So there it is. It's so weird. I don't know if I love brass until we started doing this podcast. I was like, the time I heard horns, I'm like, I really like that. So yeah, I loved it. And then, of course, the Purple Haze outro, which I thought that I was the only person that picked up on, but we now know that that was done intentionally. So, Dave, what do you got?
This song's so great. They ripped it off of the Ghostbusters theme. Shh. I didn't say that. Ray Parker Jr. will sue me too.
Oh, shit.
I really should have done some prep and cut together a side-by-side comparison of the song with Ghostbusters. I failed. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe I'll put that in.
The idea for the song just hit Huey Lewis during a car ride to his lawyer's office. He showed up and asked for a pen and a paper and just immediately scribbled down, most of the lyrics right there in one shot. They kind of did some work trying to put the song together. Then the guitar player, Chris Hayes, developed music for the song, and they put it all together, and here we go. That's a cool horn section in the middle. I'd be curious to know if that's like all horns or if sort of a layered, like the sax player playing with some synth or something like that. Let me see. Good tasty guitar solo, and there was some talk about the sequencers and electronic drums and stuff like that. The band wasn't super psyched about using that stuff. They tried and didn't really like it. They re-recorded it with the full band, but afterwards they decided to go back and re-record it with the sequence bass and drums, a little faster tempo that we were talking about. So yeah, there's a lot of electronics in there that we may not realize are electronic. The guitar, like I said, I picked up on it too. Quotes Purple Haze right at the end. And let's also not forget Weird Al's masterful version of the song. And he called it I Want a New Duck. That was a banger back in 6th grade.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Weird Al is awesome, man. He is fucking underappreciated. He really is.
100%.
Yeah. And as you guys know, I love doing parodies of songs myself. So a bit of a Weird Al. So to save me some editing, just right now, listeners, pause the podcast, go listen to Ghostbusters, go listen to I Want a New Drug, and make your own decision, and then come back. We'll wait. Welcome back. Ed, what do you got?
Oh, good Lord. A double pick scratch to open the song. It was perfect for me. It's like that.
Oh, so good.
I loved it. It
Rev me up.
Yeah, you're just right out the gate. You're like, wait, now there's a rock song,
Yeah.
And it's just so much energy in that. And then the chorus, brings down the drums, bass, keys. The guitar adds tremendous little licks throughout the whole song. Then the huge hook chorus. What a change from the rest of the song. It grabs you by the collar and just pulls you right in. It's another banger for this. I mean, we're 4 songs in, and honestly, it's after AC/DC, it's like, oh my God, to get hit with this again, I'm just like, fuck.
This is
another
like
one
dessert.
of those albums.
This is like dessert from the mutton dinner we had from AC/DC. Yeah. This is like the key lime pie and fucking bourbon ice cream.
Honestly, yeah. Oh, great guitar solo. I think it's big. It's exciting. And then here he goes with another octave doubling, but this time it's higher. Yeah. And I love it. It adds a sweetness to his voice. And then the sax and guitar solo out for the to exit the song. It just amazing song. I mean, like you said, Des, this. And what's that Peter Frampton song where everyone just, if you grew up in the 70s, it was mailed to you.
What's the song?
Friggin' Frampton Comes Alive, that album. And,
yeah.
Was it Show Me the Way? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want you to show me the way.
Show me the
Okay,
way,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I remember that it was like, the joke in the 70s was everyone was given this album
yeah, yeah.
of That Frampton Comes Alive. This is the same thing. Everyone was given this song.
So what is a mutton?
There's a mutton.
Lamb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you were eating mutton, what is it? What animal does mutton come from?
Lamb.
Lamb?
Yeah.
Thank you, Fee. Appreciate that. Fee, what do you got on this song? And
love
have you
lamb.
ever had mutton?
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I always think of the video when I think of this song, and I don't know how you guys are, but I always thought Huey Lewis was a fucking freak.
Totally.
And for this reason and this reason alone, I couldn't, like, if you threw me in a pool and forced me to open my eyes, I would just die. Like, I can't fucking open my eyes underwater to save my life. And then he sticks his face in the sink in the video and eyes wide open and singing. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's, he's a psychopath. What's wrong with him? Either
Yeah,
way,
so
the
good.
song's killer. This is the best song that might be the best song on the album. And every time I listened to it, I picked up on something a little bit new. And I didn't even realize how good the guitars were until like 2 days ago. And I was like, holy shit. This is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, this song's amazing. Absolutely
a sink
perfect.
Of ice water, no doubt.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that sink is full of ice. It's fucking awesome. I love that scene too. It's iconic.
Yeah.
All right, track 5, Walking a Thin Line. Okay, guys. So this song is fucking awesome. It's underappreciated. I fucking love this song. Charm of this song for me, okay, it lies in the bridge and the chorus. So you're listening to the verse and you're like, I'm not sure if this song's going to get there for me. And then this bridge and this chorus happen and I'm like, oh, fuck, I love this. The melody Huey chooses in the chorus with the vocal harmony. Oh my God, this is fucking like 80s pop porn. I love it. I love the song. Dave, go.
Well, it's a cool synth opening. Doesn't get much more 80s than that. It's written by a couple of guys I believe were in Clover with Huey Lewis. One of their more serious songs was about the poor treatment of war veterans. But despite the serious subject matter, the music is pretty cheery and fluffy. It doesn't quite go. But a cool song. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's they really hid heavy subject matter under very happy pop music.
Yeah.
Kind of clever though. Kind of clever. Ed, what'd you think?
I think this is one of the most underrated songs of the 80s.
Yes.
I absolutely love this song. And I disagree to a point. I think like the majority of the music is kind of dark, but it has a flow that kind of builds you up as a song crescendos at the end of each chorus. And then it gets back to the dark part. So yeah, it's definitely pop all the way, but I do think it has the dark element in the music to kind of bring it back to what they're trying to get across. But the keyboards and drums really dominate the song. And it's for the best because they carry it really well, I think. But the lyric melody and the building harmonies throughout the song, every time this comes on, I am losing my mind singing it.
Me too.
Especially because if you listen to the harmonies, you're like, oh, okay, it's like a 2-part harmony. And then as it goes, it keeps layering up. And I'm like, fuck, oh my God. Honestly, I'm doing bad things to myself when I'm in the car and this comes on.
Fuck yeah. So it reminds me of another song from that era. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's called Secret to My Success. It's very similar. I don't know which one came out first, but it reminds me of
It's Night Ranger, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I would have to Google it. No? Feed, you know who it is?
Not offhand, but I think it's just like a solo guy, like singular man's name kind of thing.
And
but,
it's from the movie Secret to My Success with Michael J. Fox. So there's your 6 degrees of separation. Michael J. Fox is fucking connected to everything in the 80s. Fee, what do you got?
Yeah, I kept trying to think. This was one of the songs I wasn't sure. Looking at all of the names of the tracks, I was like, I don't think I've ever heard this before. And then I heard it. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard this, but where have I heard this? And I couldn't figure it out. I was looking to see if it was in movies. I was looking to see, if it was in something else. And maybe it was just that like classic 80s pop sound that it had that just was really familiar. But either way, it's a good song, just a good song for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't realize how dark it was, until Dave was talking about the, treatment of war veterans and whatnot. But I thought the lyric was kind of, walking on a thin line, angry all the time. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, for
It's
as
good,
like
though.
bubbly a track it is. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's
man.
good. It's a good song. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just hearing you say those words, it's like, it's just such clever songwriting. It's really, really good. Ed, what do you got? Who wrote Secret of My Success?
Night Ranger performed it.
Okay. Good enough.
On their album Big Life and the soundtrack to the 1987 comedy The Secret of My Success.
It's a guilty pleasure. I love that movie. I mean, I've seen it a million times.
Nice.
Okay.
Good pull, Ed.
So we are now.
You know why? You know why you think someone else wrote it? So Jack Blades, obviously, but David Foster played a big part in that. And that guy is just he's got like 16 Grammys. I mean,
okay,
I actually saw him live, and
songwriter.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. All right, so track 6. This is where we're going to hit what feels like the first filler track to me. It's fine, but nothing on this track is jumping out at me and making me want to return to it and listen to it again. And I think it's just because it's, everything before it is just amazing. It's the tidal wave of just hooks and choruses and just memorable fucking guitar licks. And this one just was, as Fee would say, just okay. Dave, what do you got?
A little acoustic guitar riff in here. These guys are total pros. They wound up producing the record themselves because the demos they were making sounded better than the producers they were auditioning. It came out amazing. Obviously, a good catchy song. I liked it. Their manager became concerned about the album overall being promoted properly when Chrysalis Records fired much of its production staff. As a result, the band made a decision to withhold the finished record from the label until they had all that worked out. And I guess it worked out pretty good.
Dave, you know what's weird about this song? So when it starts off, it almost sounds like a fucking 80s hair metal power ballad, right? Like you put Mike Tramp on this and it's a different song.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally the first note that I have written down.
Okay, sorry to steal your thunder. Go, Ed.
Sorry, were you done, Dave?
Yeah.
All right. So first off, Des, I want to congratulate you on the name of the song, Finley Found a Way Home. Your typing skills in spelling are just as good.
Finley, Finlay. Finley.
Oh, I'm dying.
So, which letter is improperly placed and what am I missing?
Good
Fee, can you spell finally? Or
yeah, I can.
Go ahead.
You can't, but I can.
Spell it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Finally. Yeah.
Oh, I-N-A. So the A is in the wrong place and there's another L.
Yeah.
Strange. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, I see the opening for the song threw me for a loop. It is a very late 80s hard rock guitar intro, and I loved it.
Yes.
Oh, that is literally the first line I wrote. And then the vocals come in and that groove. I wasn't expecting the song to be as great as I wound up, hearing it and thought of it because, this is one of those songs I don't remember hearing. I've obviously heard the album numerous times when I was younger, but oh my God, I think this was a total surprise for me. The song shouldn't work on this album, but it really does because I think other than that one little guitar part, I think the song is exactly what this album is. But it's almost like they were telling the future of what's to come because that guitar riff, I think, is just so ahead of its time where I was just like, Jesus Christ, it sounds like, a late 80s hair metal guitar riff.
Yeah.
But then the contrast and the flow and the verse and the chorus, it's so good. I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed this song. Like, I look forward to when you hearing the album over and over to do this, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait, this is coming up again, and I get all excited for it. Loved it.
The track on the album that was like that for me was Bad is Bad. Like, I just didn't remember it being that good. Like, I was fuck, this is fucking good. And not like bubblegum super pop giant chorus. I'm just talking about a fucking good song. Like, yeah. Fee, what do you got?
I actually hear that song all the time on Sirius XM radio.
Nice.
That is bad, yeah.
Yeah, they played on the 80s channel a bit, don't they?
Sirius XM soon.
Yeah. I had the same kind of note as Dez on this to start. Is this a filler track? Like, it just kind of felt that way to me. But now I kind of want to listen to it again and look for that guitar part you're talking about, Ed, just to see if I can hear it.
It's the very beginning, and then it shows up, in rotation in the song.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll give it another shot. But it was just okay. It's not a bad song, but it didn't really get me excited like the first 3-4 tracks on the album. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like Synchronicity, but not. So Synchronicity was like highs and lows, 100-watt songs, like surrounded by trash.
It's like winning the lottery, but not.
Yeah.
This one is 100-watt songs surrounded by like 60 and 70-watt songs. So this has to be better than Synchronicity. It just does, in my opinion. All right. So let's move on to track 7. And I also like that this album, unlike me, wasn't too long-winded. It was a brief jaunt through the 80s pop cycle.
Yeah.
I loved it. Track 7, if this is it, woohoo! We are right back with another incredible song. Amazing lyrics. Vocals, again, dressed up with a little doo-wop backing vocal. It works so good, man. These fucking guys can sing. I mean, it's so good. The News rocks. I love this track. It's a playlist all day, every day. Woo! Dave, what do you got?
Well, I remember the classic video for this song where the band is buried at the beach with just their head sticking out of the sand.
Yeah.
I love this song. It's got a 50s feel with modern elements too. Saxophonist / guitarist Johnny Cola wrote the music for it alone and gave it to Huey Lewis, who wrote the lyrics on a tour bus, reportedly. The backup vocals are especially strong. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, very, very good. Ed, what do you got?
All right. I'm going to pull a Desi moment here in a trip down memory lane.
Nice, do it.
Yeah. So you get to set the scene. It was obviously the early 80s. It was a summer between 6th grade and 7th grade. I had just been uprooted from my home in Massachusetts to my new home in Connecticut. Nice. The very first person I met was, I think, 2 years younger than me. And his father was from Puerto Rico and his mother was from Great Britain.
Interesting.
Oh.
And he had a sister who was a year older than him, so she was a year younger than me. And I had my first real crush. And that girl, Carrie, oh, God, I remember her in my head so vividly. And thank you for my sister, because unfortunately I couldn't remember her name. But she shut me down and destroyed me.
No.
And then I remember seeing this video and just going, oh, this is horrible. Every time I heard the song, I think of her and how she just crushed my soul.
Oh, I was hoping for a little, you show me mine, I'll show me yours. No, nothing?
That actually was the first girl that I did that with.
Oh, really?
And then
So
she
when
shut
she
you down.
crushed my soul, that did happen, yes.
That's awesome. Wow, but she doesn't owe you
sorry,
anything.
Jamie, for that.
She doesn't owe you anything. That's, I mean, how old were you?
6th grade, summer of 6th grade into 7th grade. So what's
Dude,
that, 12, 13?
At 12 years old, you guys went all the way. I mean, that's it.
As South Park says, you stick it in and then you pee.
Yeah. That's
If you don't want to get her pregnant, you take it out and then pee on her.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Holy
God.
shit.
But back to the song.
Oh, it's great. Oh, fuck.
Right out of the gate for this song, you have the guitar playing that amazing melody and hook. It grabs you. It pulls at your heartstrings. It's such a great, like, I feel like it's like an ode to like 50s girlfriend breakup songs almost. The story is told as something everyone can relate to, and the song is just one big giant hook. I mean, you can't say anything bad about the song. It's so good, and then the video just works so well.
Cool. Yeah.
It's
So Ed, when you're telling one of these stories, you're gonna want to
Yes.
lead with the hot facts, the hot
No.
take. I showed her mine, she showed me hers, and then you
and
go
then she
from there.
crushed my heart.
You were yeah, and then she fucking kicked me in my dick. I mean, you were almost gonna leave that out of the story.
I was.
didn't-
Well, I was out. How very unlike me. I was going to try to keep it fairly clean and romantic.
Okay, so the first girl I ever played "Show You Mine, Show Me Yours" with, her name was Kimmy, and we were doing things in her room, and she had an older brother named Chris, and he witnessed this and then ruthlessly beat me up every day for a summer. but it didn't stop me from playing touch and go with his sister for that whole summer. I was staying with them, and it was kind of a summer of highs and lows, if you will. Okay, what do you got?
He's dying. He's dying.
This fucking show. You guys crack me up. This is so
We've
good.
destroyed Fee.
Oh fuck! Ooh.
I love that story, Ed. I love that story, Ed. I think these are fucking great. This is good stuff.
I'm dying.
No, I watched a lot of videos this week when this came up because I think the Huey Lewis videos are kind of what made them in a way, you know. Their videos were so cool. All the hot '80s chicks on the beach, and you know, it's just a good
Fucking
total
80s.
playlist track. Definitely a different feel overall. I was surprised they filmed it on Santa Cruz beach up in Santa Cruz. I figured that would have been a Southern California type of thing, but nope, they were up north. So
The fucking 80s, man. So great. Everything was like coming out of like black and white 70s where there was just nothing fun and everything
Yep.
just sucked. And then it just became this explosion of color and tech and fucking video games and just everything was amazing. Music and movies and Batman and Pac-Man and oh god, I just jizz all over the 80s. I love it. If I had a time machine, that's where I would go. I would go back to, let's say, 1986 was like
Yeah.
just mwah.
Yep, prime time.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
Track 8. You crack me up. Fun super 80s pop tune. I mean, this one sounds to me like it's from an 80s movie soundtrack, right? Like this could be from a Michael fucking bleh, whatever his name is. Michael. Come on, guys.
J Fox.
That's the one. Soundtrack. It's perfect for what it is. I mean, it captures the sound of the 80s in a little fucking tight package. But in spots, I don't know if you guys caught this. The timing in Huey Lewis's vocals are super janky and they're shoehorned in. And it's almost like he wanted to get too many words into certain spots. And it really didn't work for me. I didn't hate the song. I mean, it was good. And, the chorus elevates like a chorus should. And, it's good. I mean, it's fine, but it's not up to snuff for this album. So this is the first real pothole in the album for me. Dave, what do you got?
Well, I like the song. But going back to the movies and the Michael J. Fox thing, we didn't really touch on it too much. But, later on in 85, Huey Lewis had a cameo appearance. I'm sure everybody knows this, but in case you don't, he had a cameo appearance in the movie Back to the Future. Their song "The Power of Love," which came out after this album, was heavily featured in the movie and soundtrack.
Sorry,
But,
boys. You're just too darn loud.
That's right.
Classic.
So yeah, this song is cool. It was reportedly based on various people the band had encountered in the parking lot of Uncle Charlie's, the bar that they frequently performed at before, when they were starting out. Very descriptive lyrics. I love the echo guitar and the riffs. Everything, again, is very 80s sounding. Something about, this guitar player's sound for most of the album is drenched in chorus. Any place else, we would tear this apart and it would not work. Like, oh my god, this guy uses too many effects and this is horrible guitar sound. But for some reason on this album it totally works and we give him a pass, and I'm that's fine. But it's just very curious that it's not a classically good guitar sound, but for some reason it totally works here. Cool arpeggio guitar solo, and everything, again, is very 80s sounding, but to me, that's a good thing. I love
But Ed,
80s too.
but Dave, it's so weird because you said two things that usually we jump on like fucking hyenas. Too much chorus and arpeggios. We're like, we'll fucking kill you if you play an arpeggio with chorus on it, right? Like, those are the two sins. No arpeggios and no chorus.
Yeah, these guys
great.
make it work.
They do. How did he cloak all that chorus to where I couldn't see it? I don't know. Oh, shit. Ed, what do you got?
So weirdly, and to get off topic again, because I'm going.
Do it.
Every time we do this podcast and we record it, we're all on video cam, and I never notice what's on your television behind you until Poison from Alice Cooper comes on. Now it's a commercial, but before I'm like, is that fucking Poison again? It's like every time we record this, it's Poison by Alice Cooper.
It's the channel is like 80s night videos or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just all 80s videos. So
I'm just like for some reason that video I just recognize instantly.
Yeah, you're doing the movie podcast and Tony's like, "Is that fucking Tiffany?"
But all right. So back to the song. You crack me up. This is the first time I feel like it's just a generic 80s keyboard sound.
Yes.
Even though I know it's there in other songs, it wasn't distracting. And this I thought was distracting. It's a great pop song. It's simple and eventful, but again, it's got the hooks. It's got a great little hook in it, and I like the song, but I don't know. I think it's a good example of a band that works as a band. Nothing stuck out. They keep it full and energetic, and it works well and flows, but there's nothing great about the song in general. This is the first filler song I feel on the album.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's song number 8 out of 9,
yeah,
I'll take it. It's huge for me because it's still a good song. I still will listen to this song.
Yeah, no, they're incapable of writing a bad song. There's not a skip on this album. Well, on this album, let's just say when they were right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
There's one more song left, Des.
I'm not counting that though, because in my world, I just stop at track 9. Fee, what do you got?
Track 8. Yeah.
Track 8. Fee.
This was the first track that I was like, oh, I don't have to fucking listen to this again, do I? Like, I can't stand this song. I just don't like it at all. I don't know what it was. I can't name any particular thing, but my brain just said dislike, next. Can't fucking do it. But I can't point any one thing out about it. Just sucks. That was my only note. The song sucks.
I bet it was those janky fucking lyrics that he was trying to fucking shoehorn into a tiny piece of music. I think it was in the chorus. I'm not sure, but it just was like fingers on a chalkboard. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Track 9, Honky Tonk Blues. So I have so many problems with this. And it's funny because the musicianship is great. I mean, they're all playing great. I like the guitars. And I actually spent a couple of months last year just learning to play these licks. Like, I wanted to know how to play this kind of guitar. And there's a guy on YouTube. He's like some nerdy little guy with glasses. I can't remember his name, but he's really good. And I learned a ton of these licks, and it's so much fun putting these little honky tonk licks into my own music. But overall, the track, it's so soft and smooth and monotoned, like it's almost like a hum, like and there's no like vinegar bite, like no highs or like nothing, like not a like give me a fucking triangle, like something just to break this warm hum of music. I don't know, man. And the song itself, it just felt out of place on this album. And for a band that made so many great choices on this album, for them to end it with You Crack Me Up and then go into Honky Tonk Blues, that's the real sin here. They could have mixed these two songs in with the rest of this, and it wouldn't have been such a dramatic slap in my face at the end of this amazing album. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, I sort of agree with you. They definitely could have, put a little dirt into this and sort of just roughed it up a little bit.
Roughed it up.
Cover of the Hank Williams classic. Nice steel guitar playing by guest musician John McPhee from the Doobie Brothers. It's pretty straightforward, but yeah, they could have given it some more teeth. It's very smooth.
Yeah, too smooth. Ed, do you like it smooth or do you like it rough?
It depends on my mood, I guess.
Okay.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. So this, I get that the band, like they actually originally started as a country blues rock band, with definitely a country twist, but this sticks out like a sore thumb on this album. It just doesn't fit at all. Musically, it's great. I love the little drum shuffle, the slide guitars. The quality of playing is great, but the song just it's. I don't get, like you said, I don't understand why they said, "Yep, this is going on the album." It sounds like, I don't know. It's not for me. Not on this album. Not like, it's kind of like I don't know. This isn't the band, in my opinion.
But that's wrong. This is the band. They're such an ass-kicking house rock band. Like they feel like this could have been recorded like live in a show and done as a live track.
Okay, good point. If they made it more of what the album version of Huey Lewis and the News is for sports, yes, and not the we actually came. This is our roots.
Yeah.
I would have liked it better. Yeah. No, good point. Very good point.
Make it spontaneous.
Yes.
Make it fucking exciting. This was such boring honky tonk. Oh, like a glass of warm milk.
Yeah.
Fee, what do you got?
Well, here's how I kind of felt. That I don't like this style of music really at all anyway, so it doesn't work for me. But Ed, I kind of felt like this was a daytime cover band on Broadway down in Nashville. Like, you remember how the energy just like the energy of the nighttime bands was so much fucking higher than the daytime, like
you're
the daytime
mailing it in during the day. You're like, great, I got the shit slot.
Yeah, exactly. But we got there during the day and we want to start drinking. So we went and saw a bunch of bands, and it just kind of reminded me of this. It was just like good time to have a drink and talk to each other and not listen to shitty music. So, played out. Don't like this at all.
So, Ed, you and Fee obviously went to Nashville.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring the wives?
No.
Did you get hookers?
Yes.
Awesome. No. Okay.
No, actually, so it's the most disappointing Nashville story you'll ever hear.
Oh no!
I wound up getting a severe migraine.
How exciting!
Well, put it this way: we got in it like Bill, our friend Bill and myself flew down and met Fee in Nashville because we were driving home.
Did Bill get a prostitute?
He probably would have.
He would have. Yeah. I know Bill.
But we started drinking at like 10 in the morning.
Oh shit!
And by 7, 8 o'clock, it wasn't even dark yet, and I was struggling to keep going. My head was throbbing so bad. I'm like, guys, I got to go back to the hotel room. My headache. I couldn't see. I couldn't hear anything. It was just agony. And then that was the end of Nashville. We had this great drinking binge, had some great barbecue, and then a wicked headache just derailed it for me and everyone else because they were troopers and for some reason didn't want to leave me behind when they should have.
Okay, so I know Bill. Shout out to Bill. Fucking awesome. This dude, fucking metalhead from the day. So cool. I am going to ask Bill about this trip, and I bet his story is killer. I bet his story couldn't even be told on this show. Okay?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
bet
so.
he-
It happened after I went to bed.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. I bet Bill had a much better experience in Nashville than you did.
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
So that's it. We've broken down. Did we break it down? Or? Yes, we broke it down, correct?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Wow, man, my ADHD was bad today. I don't take medication for it though, so I do like.
And
to
we
take
appreciate that, Des, because that's where we have
Definitely.
all these wonderful reading and spelling errors.
So believe it or not, before we start the show, I have to take a Z-Quil all natural sleeping pill. I enjoy these. They take the edge off life. That would be my commercial. Fucking if I was doing a commercial for Z-Quil.
They take the edge off life.
Okay. So now it is time to release
The bonus track.
This week's bonus track was requested by Clark W. Griswold of Chicago. Yes, I'm out of Bill Murray characters, so we're moving on to Chevy Chase. And if you guys don't like it, just fucking write in with some fucking song ideas. Jesus. And I'd like to say another thing. So we get an avalanche of listens every week, but yet the people that subscribe to the show does not match. So you're listening to the show, you're still not subscribing. Will you please subscribe? Subscribe to the show. Leave a fucking review and suggest it to a friend. These are things that like actually change the algorithm on the show and move us up. So when people are looking for shows, ours pop up. So you'd be doing us a huge favor just by subscribe, review, and share. Oh my, subscribe, review, and share. Oh my. Okay. Just like Dorothy. Let's skip it down the Yellowbrook Road. Okay.
And there's no such thing as a bad review.
No, if you want to say fucking Des sucks, please, that helps. And it would be true. So here we go. All right. Today's bonus track is Woman by Wolfmother. I will get it started. I have heard this song before. Not super familiar with it, but I have heard the song before. Great tune. Great vocals. Super gassed up. Cool 60s sound, but I do have a little criticism for it. And that would be there is a lot of repetition. Reputation? Can you spell that and use it in a sentence? I probably spelled it repetition. It's repetition. Okay, so there's a lot of repetition in this song, in the lyrics and in the music. I mean, to a fault. It didn't need to be this way. It also desperately needs a ripping guitar solo. They wrote a section for it. It's there. I'm like, okay, here it is. This is where we're going to get the big Angus Young guitar solo. I mean, the guy's playing the SG. He's moving like Angus Young, but they never play a solo. And I didn't know what the point of having these unbelievably ripping rhythm guitar section was if you weren't going to fucking tip this thing over the top with the solo that it needed. If you haven't seen the video, great video, check it out. And I did think that I don't know, do you want to call it another song at the end? I thought it was cool. I thought it was clever. Overall,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this a lot. I thought it was pushing 86.7 watts. If it had had a tearing Angus Young guitar solo, it would be a little higher. Dave, what do you got?
Let's see. I did not enjoy it as much as you did.
Okay.
let me pull this up here. I lost my place in my notes. Sorry. All right. Trashy guitar tone. I remember this song from when it came out. I wasn't super impressed. It was just okay. I'm not really into the modern bands who do a throwback thing like these guys or Greta Van Fleet or whoever. Hey guys, all your influences are showing. Please adjust your shirts.
Yes.
Yes, we know you like Black Sabbath and Deep Purple and Rush and Led Zeppelin. Recording is good. Major label, modern production, I would assume. it was really short. It was like 2 minutes. It was like a 2-minute song. I didn't think the other part or the other song counted, so I didn't really check that out. Sorry. But yeah, it's 2 minutes total with like 30 seconds of actual song. They just keep repeating over and over.
Yes.
Drums are weak. The guitar and vocals just dominating everything. They could have juiced up those drums a little bit and it would have sounded cooler. It's okay. It seems like it was made for a Pepsi commercial or something. I give it a 53.
Okay, Dave.
Oh.
Dave. You've talked sense into me. What the fuck am I doing? This is not an 86.7. No, this is not an 86.7. I'm sorry. You're right.
You said
All
it.
right, you're right. No, 72.1. 72.1. I would like to please just give me this. 72.1. He's right. They say woman too many times. It's repetitive.
Woman.
No. Yeah. No, 72.1. 72.1.
Dave, you got that vocal down.
Yeah.
Right?
What did you say your score was, Dave?
53.
It's not a 53.
Middle of the road.
53. Not a 53, but
No,
72.1.
definitely not a 53.
Okay. Ed,
All right.
Clark, go ahead and tell us what you think.
Clark.
Well, so long as Cousin Eddie doesn't show up.
Oh,
Said the plate in my head ain't big enough.
The opening of the song punches you right in the face, and I love it. I love the riff. I think it's great. I actually appreciate when bands show their influence, but not copy a band. Like, I can't stand Greta Van Fleet because it sounds just like Led Zeppelin, but with no guitar solos and no, like, it just paced, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, and it's boring.
And it's too much. It's too much Led Zeppelin.
Exactly like. It's I just don't like bands that do that. I don't think, I haven't heard a band that they sound like. I can hear their influences, but I don't think the song sounds like another song.
Yeah, they're a cover band. Writing originals.
But I think the songs, it's huge, it's sturdy, it flows so well. The song and band have a sound of what made early rock and roll great. It's heavy, but not too heavy. Has a vibe that you can catch yourself head bobbing to. You're like you can't not feel the groove. I love the song. I'm actually going to see them Saturday, a week from today, and I am looking forward to it very much.
Nice.
I gave them a 79.7 for this song.
Ed, where is this powerhouse playing? Like, what size club does this band demand? How many people want to see them?
They are playing the Paradise.
Okay, so that's what I would expect. That's what I would expect. I mean, nowadays...
I think it's like 500 people. Maybe they can cram in that tiny little room.
Yeah. Nowadays, the only people that are selling out arenas are, like, guys that, like, literally can't sing or play an instrument, right?
Yeah.
So...
They push play and then just dance over it.
Yeah, like the show... like for the last UFC event, or no, I'm sorry. It was the Tyson Fury fight, the heavyweight title fight. I watched these three bands like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there was not one drop of musical talent on the stage, but everybody loved it. Yeah. Okay. Are you going to allow my 72.1?
I did allow it.
Okay. Because it is, dude. It's a fucking Pepsi commercial. Dave, you nailed it. That's what really knocked this thing off for me. I was like, oh, fuck, this is a Pepsi commercial.
Oh, no.
I wish somebody would light its head on fire like Michael Jackson. Go ahead. Pete, go ahead.
shit. Okay. Wow, talking that one up. It kind of came to mind, and like when I was listening to this song, I'm like, oh, this is another like Greta Van Fleet and like modern kind of rock act that I'm not really into. Like even with them, I downloaded their album and listened to it a couple of times and then deleted it. Like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. I wanted to ask you, Clark, like why you picked this one instead of because I like the track that played after this way better than this one, Joker and the Thief, I think.
Yeah, it is better, but
yeah,
it was just this is just kind of what I picked.
Nice job, Clark.
No reason.
Yeah, thanks, Clark. No, but
50 yards.
Oh yeah, because all the other individual tracks have been the best track by a band.
Last week.
Right.
Fuckos.
No, I never heard of these guys, so I didn't even know they existed. But I'm glad that I do. Like it's listenable. Like if I were living near you, I would go to that show with you.
Actually, the reason I picked this is when I heard it again because Paul actually said, "Hey, you want to go?"
Yeah.
And I heard it, and I'm listening to the song. I go, "Oh my god, my kids remembered this from Guitar Hero, the first Guitar Hero."
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm like, oh, that's why I know this band before. Yeah, this song is in Guitar Hero, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I'll have to look it up and try it out. Anyway, I gave this song a 68.
68. So I was the second in line here. Okay. Ed, will you please calculate those scores? I had a 62.1. How many watts this is pushing?
Ed, you muted.
Oh, you are absolutely ridiculous.
It's bad.
Yeah. But I love you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So, Mother. Oh my God. Mother by Danzig.
Not to scare us. Okay.
Oh my God. Woman
Yeah.
from Wolfbane is pushing. My phone just went dead here. A solid 68.2 watts. I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah. I wish I could go a little lower, but I'm fine with that.
You were so fucking high. You were in the 80s. And then you're just like, oh, the cool kids are all doing this. Let me change my score because I want to put it in.
Dude, you just called them Wolfbane. Check the tape.
Probably.
You called them Wolfbane.
Wolf Mother, Wolfbane. I don't know.
Whatever. It's all fucking... It all sucks. All right. Dave, please tell us where that score lands this on the Breaking Vinyl Wall of Fame.
All right. That puts us at number 8 on the bonus track chart. Just under Gerard McMahon's Cry Little Sister and just over Fish's Chalk Dust Torture.
Boo.
This is way better than Fish. Way better.
No way.
What about Asia? Is it better than Asia? Because we're below Asia. Because you, Mr. 84, whatever, then nope, 72, nope, now 68.
Okay, so you guys all left the show the other day, and I had to speak with Dave, and I said, Dave, now this is just me and you. I said, will you please go in and just remove Asia from the list or move it down? I go, nobody will notice. I go, just move it down like 3 spots. Nobody will notice.
We'll make it disappear.
Just make it disappear.
Listen, it's big government and Desi creating a conspiracy theory one day.
Pete, take this thing out to the desert with a shovel and make it disappear. All right. So let's wrap this thing up. Favorite track. For me, favorite track was I Want a New Drug. Track I would cut, obviously, Honky Tonk Blues. Dave, what do you got?
A lot of great songs on here, but I guess I'll go with If This Is It for my favorite track. I would also cut Honky Tonk Blues. I couldn't find it again, but I think I saw somewhere that it was sort of, they had always wanted to play this song or a Hank Williams song or something and cut it on one of the records. So maybe it was a little self-indulgent on their part, but, hey, they were the producers, so... I respect that. It's fine. They did a great job, but it's just kind of out of place stylistically on the album, and I could have done with another, pop rock hit from Huey Lewis and the News instead of that.
I'm with you. Ed?
My favorite track is Walking on a Thin Line. And the one I would cut, just like everyone else, Honky Tonk Blues. It just doesn't fit the album.
I suspect that is not really your favorite song. I think your favorite song is probably I Want a New Drug, but you're trying to be contrarian, a cool kid. But that's okay. We're going to let that go. Pete, talk to me.
My favorite track was Heart and Soul. You could cut either You Crack Me Up or Honky Tonk Blues. I don't really give a shit which. Both if you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 for 1.
We'll take them both off for you.
Yeah.
Okay. I would remove Huey Lewis from this album, and I would replace him with remember the beginning of the show, one Peter Wolf.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it works. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, that would work. The band is great, but we can try some drums from another classic bar band that may be a little bit heavier and more distinctive. Let's put in Max Weinberg from the E Street Band.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would
And you
rip.
could put on Clarence Clemens. He could play sax on this.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Sure. That's awesome. I love that. Ed, what do you got?
Yeah, Dave, we're traveling down the same road. Because
Okay.
Same with me. I would replace Billy Gibson for no reason other than I think Kenny Aronoff would work fantastic in this band. And for those who don't know who Kenny Aronoff is, he was the longtime drummer for John Mellencamp.
Oh, cool. Love Mellencamp. I like him better as Cougar, but I do love me some Mellencamp. Fee, what do you got? And Mellencamp or Cougar? Go.
Mellencamp? I don't know.
He likes the John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. I went a different route with this. I went with the keyboards. I thought they were kind of a little too 80s poppy sharp at times, and I felt something older might have gone a little bit better. And without using Ed's Ray Manzarek from the Doors, which could have worked well here, I went with John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin. I think his keyboard playing is pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
Whoa, that's a different album.
Yep.
Totally.
That's a different album. And Ray Manzarek, I'm vetoing that with your last week's pick. No. Okay. But still, Ed holds the record for worst replacement of all times when he tried to put Stevie Wonder in fucking Jane's Addiction.
Jane's Addiction.
That's never going to let that go. That was a fucking problem, along with your shitty score.
Listen,
But we're gonna,
right from the very first show, we have set our tone.
yes, we have. So the listeners know we are going to be doing once a year Groundhog Day. Unfortunately, we missed it this year, where everybody will get to choose one score that they put out and change it, and they get to score a review that they were not on. So we're going to do that once a year, and maybe it'll clean this fucking list up a little bit.
Oh, I don't know, Des. You got to be careful because people might actually go in lower scores.
Oh, shit. That's not good. Well, I'm going 100 watts on Jane's Addiction to fill a void.
Oh, no.
Okay. Final thoughts and Watt score. I will keep it brief. This is close to a perfect 80s pop album, full of great music and lyrics. I could put this on and go for a drive, not skip a single track. It does have 3 tracks, feel a little lunky on it, but they're surrounded by 600-watt tracks. So for me, this is going to be, I had 86.9, but I'm going to bump it up a little bit, 88.9 watts. Ed. Oh, I'm sorry. Dave, what do you got?
All right. Their whole thing, Huey Lewis and the News, is sort of a traditional bar band with 80s modern technology. That's sort of unique. You didn't really see that happen a lot. But anyway, 80s modern technology, synths, then at that time, current trendy guitar sounds, electronic drums. This is sort of their signature sound, doing this, playing finely crafted pop hits. I wonder if they were more traditional with their sound, if they would have had as much success. I kind of don't think so. They would have been looked at like a nostalgia act and just wouldn't have had that sort of, unique hook. Aside from the great songs. Be curious to hear it, though. Them just strip it down and use, some Telecasters and like a Hammond B3 and, whatever, and just go for it. That would be kind of neat. The early 80s were the greatest time for this kind of band that could fill places and tour locally, have crowds dancing every night. Huey Lewis and the News, The Romantics, Cheap Trick, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
Nice.
I mean, these are all that kind of fucking band. But anyway, and get super, super tight, learn how to write a song and just, crushing it. Anyway, great album. They made a classic. My score is 79.
Nice. Not the fucking Romantics, dude. How about those hairdos? Oh, feathered and lethal.
Those may have been a misstep, but
but they were wearing leather, so it worked. Ed,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Yeah, the musicianship and imagination of this band, I think, is phenomenal. Together, they became an iconic band of the ages. Absolutely one of my all-time favorites. I think they were the right band at the right time. So I gave this album because I just think it is a monstrous album. The highest score I've given any album.
Boy.
And I gave it a 94.1 watts.
Coming from
Whoa.
you, that's hot. Like you went above Van Halen.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. Fee, what do you got?
See, I might have to rethink this because I mean, there were kind of a few clunkers on this for me, so that kind of lowered my score significantly. But the hits were so fucking strong, so strong. So I'm glad we got to do it. I always like doing kind of deeper dives on just the musicians and just see who they were. And reading a little bit more on Huey this week, I mad respect. This guy's cool. I'll give it a 75. Overall, I think a 75 is about where it's at for me.
Okay, 75. The math doesn't really jive, but I'll take it.
What are you talking about? It totally
75. So it had 3 clunkers on it. You got to take off 5 per clunker. I mean, it's an 85 minimum.
does. No way.
79 and 75. So I guess you saw it kind of the way Dave saw it. Ed, please calculate the scores. Tell us how many watts Sports is pushing.
All right. Sports is pushing a very powerful 84.25 watts.
Okay, I think it's a little low, but I mean,
I agree.
It's it's in the ballpark. It's in the ballpark. Dave, please tell us where that watt score lands it on the Breaking Vinyl charts.
that will put it on the chart at number 5, just under Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare and just over David Bowie's Let's Dance. Pretty good spot.
This is better than Welcome to My Nightmare. I mean, it is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's just for its highs. I mean, there's some highs that Welcome to My Nightmare aren't touching. Okay. So that's it. We've done it. If you like movies, go check out Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie this week? We are going to be discussing Bon Jovi in a submarine.
Uh-oh.
That's a big movie.
Yeah, U571. And we're going to be discussing it with Pat, the podcaster with a fully packed bong, who also served on a nuclear submarine. So I like bringing in nuclear submarine movies with Pat because he knows all sorts of weird shit about it. He was like Steven Seagal. He was the cook on the nuclear submarine. So he was...
I hate to tell you, Des, it wasn't a nuclear submarine.
No. Oh, no,
The
you're
movie
right.
takes place in World War II.
You're right, it's a diesel.
It was a diesel,
It's a diesel.
and battery submarine.
Okay, it's a diesel submarine. Okay, I don't know. Maybe Pat was on a diesel submarine as well. I think it was a nuclear submarine though. Okay, and next week, Dave has got the pick, and Dave is kind of like playing roulette, or no, not roulette, craps. You never know what he's gonna roll. He's gonna be 7s, 11s, snake eyes, metal, pop. I don't know. Dave, what album will we be listening to all week and discussing next Saturday?
All right. Well, this album, we're going to stay in the 80s for now. Similar time period to Huey Lewis. And we were going to get to this one. We probably should have hit it a little closer to Halloween, but going with Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Awesome. Dude, I was actually looking through this album the other day thinking this album has to get done. And what spurred me on it was I was thinking to myself, is it better than Purple Rain? Like, I actually thought that. I was listening to a Prince song. I'm like, who was the king of pop? Sure. Prince played lead guitar, probably more musically talented, but Michael had those tunes. I don't know. I'm excited.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out.
When it comes to Thriller, the one thing you have to try to compare it to is the previous album, Off the Wall, and the latter album, Bad. Because I was listening to something with, what's his name? Who's the producer there that worked all those albums with?
Quincy Jones.
Thank you, Quincy Jones. And he's
Thank
like,
you,
you know,
Professor.
you do Off the Wall, and you're like, shit, how do you fucking one up this? And then Thriller comes out.
Thriller.
And then you go, how do you one up this? Bad comes out. And I'm like, Bad wasn't a good album. And then I looked it up and I went, fuck.
Monster album.
I forgot all those songs were on Bad.
I'm gonna have to look. I remember Bad being bad.
Wait, dude.
Oh.
Like
Who's Bad?
Off the Wall had like 6 hits. Thriller had like 8. Bad, I think, had 9 or 10. It was ridiculous.
Dude, but when he's like, who's bad? You're not bad, Michael. I'm sorry. You're just not bad.
Oh, I
Oh,
agree.
he
Hey,
was
is
bad,
Billy-
all right. Yeah.
Is Billie Jean on Thriller?
Yes.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
it
Okay,
is.
yeah. This is the one. This is the one. All right, and just because I'm curious, what did Purple Rain score?
Purple Rain scored a total of 82.33.
Oh yeah, it's got no chance. It's gonna get bitch slapped for sure. But we'll find out. Who knows? I mean, Fee might come in and be like, Thriller, 22. Okay. All right, guys. Let's wrap this one up. So until next week, I just have one question. Nope, that's the other one. Take the movie. Nope.
Oh, my God.
Take the album out of the sleeve and let the music breathe. See you next time.
I wrote my baby a song, but she won't sing along. She doesn't like my tone, although radio can moan. Such a sweet melody, such a sweet melody. The beat falls on 1 and 3. If you like it like I know you do, set your needle right in the groove and let the music breathe. Just let the music breathe. Let the music breathe. Just let the music breathe. I played a brand new song on an old guitar. The crowd sang along. Every note in the key was strong. I could see that they loved my tone and the sound of the organ blow. Such a sweet melody.